Hello everyone. In this video we're going to be going over exactly what the JavaPresse mesh filter is, what's included in every single box, and then we're going to finish off this video with a demonstration from our own house on how to make the perfect cup of AeroPress coffee using your brand new JavaPresse mesh filter and the inverted brewing method. Okay. So for starters, this is the JavaPresse mesh filter. It comes in a neatly packaged box. It's got pretty much access to videos and guides and all sorts of goodies with your purchase. So if you're ever lost on how to use the AeroPress, or you want creative ways to infuse into your daily rituals, well, we include all of this with your purchase. So you've got tons of resources to check out. It's a pretty neat looking box. It's perfect for gifts, and if you're looking for a great stocking stuffer, this thing pretty much takes the cake home. So now I'm going to open this. Okay, so in each box, we've got one recipe card that goes over the inverted brewing method and exactly what it entails. So I'm going to be going over this more in a live demonstration, so you'll get to see it in action. But yeah, so we've included this. Also, with each package, we've included two mesh filters, and there's a very specific reason why. So we've been designing our mesh filter for over the last year now, and one of the biggest concerns that we in-house had were that these are pretty darn small. And I travel a lot of our baristas travel a lot, and so we wanted something that was friendly for the klutz like me, who tends to lose things pretty easily. This is a very small and thin filter, so yeah, I've lost a couple, and so we really just wanted to include more than one with each purchase, so that if you end up losing one, you've got a second, or if you want to keep one at home and then have one for travel, you've got that. It just makes things really easy, and or if you're super careful, unlike us, you can totally give this to a friend. It's neatly packaged and sealed, so yeah, that works too. Okay, so the filter itself is a pretty simple concoction. Let's see, where's the plastic on this? There you are. So it's built with pure 314 stainless steel. So it's extremely sturdy, and it's very, very durable, as you can see. So try to push through, you're not really going to get any tension, but it's built for the AeroPress, so no matter how hard you push through on the AeroPress, you'll be great. It'll yield great results. Now, the beauty of the filter itself is the actual mesh. So this mesh includes about 123,000 holes per square inch. So this thing is, there's nothing getting through this. We tested various variations of that number. We tested less than 100,000, over 150, and we found that 123 to 127 gave us the best tasting coffee. It allowed just enough of the oils to pass through, and it gave pretty much a clean cup of coffee, so no grinds or anything in your cup. So this really gives you the best of both worlds. It allows you to have a fuller cup, more of a French press, a nice tasty cup of coffee, without sacrificing any of the cleanliness that comes with the AeroPress or the pour over, which is conventionally comes with paper filters. So it allows you to get everything out while holding all the bad stuff back. So this has become my new favorite method of brewing using my AeroPress. And so yeah, I'm really glad for it to finally be out on the market, and we're really excited to have you guys be a part of this. So, okay. So now I'm going to go over an actual recipe, the inverted brewing method, and a demonstration of how this is used and everything you need to get your first cup of AeroPress coffee perfect. Okay, the first thing you're going to need an AeroPress, a mug, a filter cap, a kettle that has been pre-boiled, and I'll tell you exactly our tricks to getting it nice and hot. 20 grams of coffee that we've measured using a scale. And last but not least, a burr grinder, because this is going to be the key to you tasting awesome coffee, okay? So first things first, we are going to fill the burr grinder up with all of our coffee. So I'm gonna actually take out a scoop and scoop my coffee into my grinder. Now the reason we like to use a burr grinder is because, or more a ceramic burr grinder, there's tons of them out there. This is actually one of our own, so if you're interested in checking it out, it's on Amazon and our own website. But the reason we like to use a burr grinder for our coffee is because of the consistency you get versus using blades. Now, I've been drinking coffee for years now, and one of the biggest differences I've seen isn't the style of brewing or anything along those lines. It is 150% the actual grind. So for an AeroPress, there's no exception. So for this AeroPress coffee, you're going to want to have about a fine grind, which is a little bit coarser than espresso, but some people do like going the espresso route. We recommend a fine to medium fine. So you're going to have it be something like powdery flour, maybe a little bit coarser than powdery flour. So I'm going to go ahead and get to grinding here. This is going to take a few minutes, so just bear with us. Alrighty, so we are nice and ground now. So I've got about 20 grams of finely ground coffee in here, okay? So now, I'm gonna put this to the side. So now, here's to set it up for the inverted brewing method, okay? So, the inverted brewing method, essentially what you're gonna do is you're gonna fit it as if you're gonna be plunging down. So this is how it conventionally goes on top right here. So it sits on top right here, and your filter cap goes underneath. The inverted brewing method is essentially starting upside down. And I'll show you exactly why in a second. So we're going to put this on top like that. Okay. The mug to the side for a second. So now we are on top. Okay, so as I mentioned, this using the inverted brewing method actually gives you a much tastier cup of coffee in my opinion, because you're allowing the coffee to brew before you actually apply the pressure to extract all of the goodness that you're going to be drinking every morning. Okay, so it's very similar to a French press. You're going to apply the coffee in here, so we're going to add the coffee. As I mentioned, about 20 grams per cup is our recipe. Okay, so you've got it in here. Now, we've preheated the water to about 174 degrees Fahrenheit. That is what myself, really everybody has different recipes, but this is the one that we've chosen to be our in-house recipe. So that's that. Now, the first step is to allow the coffee to bloom. So I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit of water. Okay. Next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to give it a nice little stir. Perfect. Okay, I'm going to let it sit there for a couple seconds. Now, the reason we allow the coffee to bloom is, and you should do this for any type of coffee you brew, not just the AeroPress. If you're doing a pour over or a Chemex or an espresso, stovetop espresso, the French press, anything, you want to let your coffee bloom, which is essentially allowing the coffee to get all of those gassy carbon dioxides and things that are trapped inside the bean out. It allows it to escape and allows you to extract only the pure goodness, which is indicative of a great coffee. So this is another reason why we like to do the inverted brewing method, because it allows us to get a bloom in our coffee before we actually apply the pressure, okay? So I'm going to give it a couple more seconds. Like as I mentioned, you want to let this sit for about 20 seconds, okay? Most of the time, most people, if you're super serious about it, we've got timers that you can use to track yourself doing this. I've been doing this for so long that I don't really use a timer right now. Okay. So next thing we're going to add the rest of the water. Now, 174 degrees, there's a couple ways to get the water that hot. You could either get one of those awesome electric kettles that have the reading at the bottom. I personally don't have one of those, so my trick is to put it in a kettle and let it sit on, let it get it to a boil, and then take it off. Let it sit for about a minute and a half, and then I'm good to go. That's about a rough estimate of what I use, and it's yielded me great results. Okay. So now, the next thing. So now that you've done this, okay, I'm going to give it a couple more stirs. Okay. we're going to let it sit there for a sec, and in the meantime, I'm going to fit the mesh filter on top. Okay, so this is how I do it. There's really two ways to do it. You either put the mesh filter on top here, and you can just twist and turn, or you could put it in here and drop it on top. I'm going to do this for simplicity's sake. I'm going to keep it right here, put it on top, fit the filter cap, and turn. You want to feel it locked to where you can't turn it anymore, okay? Now, this is the most quote-unquote complicated part of this brewing process, okay? It's the flip. So essentially what you're going to do is, clearly you have to push it down on the AeroPress, so what we need to do is put the mug on top and get this AeroPress upside down. Now, if you haven't done this a couple times, it might be tricky and you might spill, but that's okay. With practice, everything gets better. But if you haven't done it before, I'd highly recommend you doing it without coffee first so you can just get a feel for it. But if you have done it before, it's okay if you spill. I spill all the time and I'm super embarrassed, but really, don't even worry about it, okay? It's totally awesome. So this is how we do it. All right, put it on top. I'm gonna make sure it's nice and tight and just flip. Oh, no spills. Perfect. Okay, so now it's on top, all right? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna plunge down for about 45 seconds. I'm applying constant pressure. Okay, you should feel some resistance. Not too much though. If it's too resistant, that means you need to make your grinds a little coarser. But just resistant enough. Nice and easy, nice and easy. Now you want to do this for about 45 seconds, as I mentioned. I've done this so many times that it's sort of just innate in me now, but using a timer will help. Okay, we're almost there. Okay, when you get to the end, you should hear some gases trying to come out. Totally normal. Just push it through. And voila! We have a cup, a delicious cup, might I add, of AeroPress coffee using the inverted brewing method. Delicious. Okay, guys, hope you guys found this video helpful. We've got this for sale on Amazon.com and our website. So if you guys have any questions and you want more information or more help with anything, as I mentioned, we've got a ton of videos included for you, as well as guides and an extremely helpful front desk. And so we are more than happy to help you guys get through this. Okay, so hope you found this video helpful. And if you need anything else, please reach out. All right, thanks, guys. Happy brewing.